Hey everybody, thanks for tuning into today's first video of doing the weekend forecast. Today, as always, on a Saturday, you're going to have a look at the weather for the coming week across the British Isles. Later on, we'll have a look at the CFS 6 months look ahead, which will go from next month, December, right way through to May. It's just for fun and see what the charts are showing. So that'll be with you later on this afternoon, probably around 5 o'clock, something like that, on the homepage. But this one is dealing with the week ahead, and it's going to be a pretty interesting week's weather as well. When we do these weekend forecasts, sometimes we have very interesting weeks, sometimes we have less interesting weeks. I think this is one of the more interesting ones coming up, because we're going to have a lot of weather going on, so a lot to talk about. But before I get on with that, just to say about the ads, there's links to articles on all the pages of Gaz. Have a browse through widgets and click through the links if there's any articles that you're interested in. Thanks very much for doing that. There's video ads on most of the pages. They open out within the content. When you watch them, they'll close back up again. It's all helping to pay for the website. And Gav Shop is open, so if you've got any Christmas shopping to do at Amazon between now and Christmas, all you have to do is click the button that says Christmas Shop. It'll take you to Christmas Shop, and then from there you just click through the Amazon banners. That's all you have to do. You don't have to do anything different at all. Just click through the Amazon banners. It'll take you to Amazon. You do your shopping at Amazon as always, but because you've gone from Gav Service to Amazon, we get a review fee on the things that you are purchasing. So thanks very much for doing that. If you're going to have a look at that, you'll see a few computer generated snowflakes, and also you probably get your first Merry Christmas of the year in the shop as well, so do check that out. The websites we're using for the weekend forecast come from theweatherout.com and weathercentre.de. You can find the link to both websites on the links page. So really indicative of what's coming up through most of this week. We've got very heavy rain here across western parts of the country. I think I'm going to be watching out most definitely for the risk of flooding, not only today, but throughout much of this coming week. There's going to be bouts of heavy rain coming in on most days this week, particularly affecting the west. So I think it's almost certain that we will have flooding in some parts of the west and northwest of the country through the course of this week. So to be serious for a moment, that is potentially quite impactful if you live close to a river, in a low-lying area in the north and west through the course of this week. Do keep an eye on your river levels and the warnings from the Met Office and the Environment Agency, because there will be some significant rainfalls to come, starting with today. So this is the radar picture, and we see this huge, massive rain in the west, and it's generally to the west of high ground, where it's just going to pour and pour and pour throughout the whole of the day across Ireland, northwest England, down into the north and the west of Wales. The rain is pushing along southern counties, and it's trying to get further east and northeast, but a lot of the rain is being taken by the hills and mountains of Wales and northwest England. Nevertheless, I think we'll turn increasingly wet across much of England and Wales through the course of this afternoon, and that rain will carry on pushing northeastwards in towards northeast England and southern southwest Scotland as well by the time we get through to this evening. Here's today's Arctic pressure chart. It's this area of low pressure in the Atlantic. That's the troublemaker. This has got the humid remains of Hurricane Kate within it, which is providing the energy for all this heavy rain. And you see winds going back into southwest again. So milder air is pushing. It was a pretty chilly start, but milder air is pushing back in from the southwest. It's actually going to be a very mild week through much of this coming week down in the south, but colder air will be across Scotland through much of the week, and later on in the week, towards the end of the week, that cold air will start to spread southwards. So through the course of today, we're going to find heavy rain continuing in the west and the northwest, spilling across much of England and Wales into southwest Scotland by the end of the afternoon. The north and northeast of Scotland, excuse me, will stay mainly dry. Few showers, possibly wintry, over high ground up there. Temperatures will eventually reach 13 Celsius down in the south, so becoming very mild again. But of course, with the wind and rain, and the wind will be picking up through the course this afternoon, won't really feel all that mild. Overnight, the rain will carry on pushing northwards, so it's ready through Scotland, northern England, but the rain will just keep on going. It's probably down into North Wales as well. Further spells of torrential rain. We could be looking at anything up to 200 millimetres of rain through the course of today and tonight. That's around 8 inches of rain, copious amounts, all running down into the rivers. Obviously, there will be a risk of flooding. Further south, the bulk of England and Wales will probably turn dry through the night. There are drizzly bits, pieces of rain coming through, but most of the heavy rain will push up to the north. potentially going to be exceptionally mild tonight with this long fetch southwesterly. So we're in the south, probably not dropping any lower than today's maximum, so holding up at around 13 or 14 degrees. Scotland will still be cooler up there, we're at around 5 or 6 degrees. We move through into Sunday, and we're in this very mild sector here with the low pressures up to the northwest. There will be a cold front starting to push into the northwest later on in the day. We'll start off with a lot of heavy rain still across Scotland, Northern Ireland, Northern England. Most of that will turn lighter and patchy and showery through the course of the day. There could still be a few heavy bursts around, but I think it will be one of those days that starts off very wet and then rain sort of eases off through the day. The rest of the country will have a lot of cloud. One or two brighter breaks could come through to the east of high ground. If that happens, it will turn exceptionally mild with temperatures up to around 16 or 17 degrees potentially. That's around 63 Fahrenheit. It's going to be a very mild day away from the north of Scotland in any case, with temperatures of around 13 or 14 degrees quite widely. A cold front will spread southwards overnight, sunny into Monday, so it'll take a band of rain down across England and Wales through the course of Monday morning, probably fairly light and showery, but as it clears away it'll turn brighter but colder following behind. And as going to Monday itself, this is the chart we're looking at: low pressure to the north of Scotland, another low pressure coming off the Atlantic. So we'll start off with some rain in the south and southeast. That will clear away. Brighter skies with a few showers coming down from the north, and then more persistent rain starting to head in towards Ireland, Wales and southwest England by the end of the day. Temperatures on Monday will be cooler. So in the south, we're looking at maximums of around 12 or 13, still mild. In the north, probably just 7 or 8 degrees. The next area of low pressure is rattling in as we go through into Tuesday. This one looks very intense and quite active as well, so it's going to bring renewed spells of heavy rain right way across the country, particularly again for the north and west, where we're going to have copious amounts of rain once more. We've got tightly packed ice, but also be turning windy, proper wet and windy day, unfortunately, on Tuesday. Temperatures in the south, though, will get a boost again, becoming very mild for much of England and Wales, up to around 16, 17 degrees. Quite possible, even despite the wind and the rain. Notice to the north of this low pressure across Scotland, we're starting to pull down a northerly wind. So for Scotland, it will be cold. And actually, as the mild and cold air meet somewhere across southwest or central Scotland, southern Scotland, there is the possibility that some of the rain could turn to sleet or snow, particularly over higher ground. Getting into Wednesday, well, it's still an unsettled scene, and another area of low pressure is coming in from the Atlantic Ocean. So I'm afraid we're going to have another bout of rain probably on Wednesday, this time particularly affecting the north and the northwest, with England and Wales probably less affected by this one. But it does look potentially another very wet day in the north and west of the country on Wednesday. Again, very mild air coming into the south, so England and Wales, if temperatures holding around 15, 16 degrees, will be colder for Scotland. Thursday looks unsettled again. That low pressure has cleared away to the east, turned a bit colder as the wind's gone into the north, but look, there's more low pressure to the southwest of Ireland waiting to move in. So I think Thursday will probably be a drier day across most of the country. Scotland, Northern Ireland and Northern England could have showers, and some of those could turn wintry, actually, across parts of Scotland. But for England and Wales, we'll probably have a dry, bright start, and then more rain beginning to spread in through the course of Thursday afternoon to Thursday evening. That could give a very, very wet night across England and Wales on Thursday night. Temperatures in the south a little bit cooler, but still mild at around 12 or 13 degrees. But from northern England north, it's going to be quite chilly, with temperatures of just 5, 6 or 7 degrees probably. And then we move through into Friday, and that low pressure has come across England and Wales overnight, Thursday into Friday, taking very wet conditions across England and Wales, clearing away to the east, and that starts to open the door to this northerly wind beginning to push down. It's an area of low pressure within the flow here, so we'll probably start off quite wet across the southeast. That rain will clear away, brighter skies pushing in from the north and west, but then this area of low pressure will probably spread showery rain in across Scotland, Northern Ireland, Northern England. With cold air digging in, that rain could turn increasingly to sleet or snow. Initially over high ground, but there could even be some sleet or snow coming down to lower levels in the north by the time we get through to the end of Friday. Temperatures generally will be colder, so in the north just 3 or 4 degrees. In the south, probably no better than around 8 or 9. It will be a shock to the system, I think, in the south by Friday. If this comes off, there's still a little bit of uncertainty about it. And then as we get through into the weekend, that low pressure spreads southwards and eastwards. We open the door to a proper northerly wind, so it turns much colder over the weekend with showery bursts of rain, possibly sleet or snow across parts of the country over the weekend, gradually clearing southwards and eastwards, and then the winds turning to the north, bring snow showers to Scotland, northeast England and probably Northern Ireland, and also hard overnight frost. We get the first significant frost of the season probably next weekend. Temperatures by day, probably just 1 Celsius in the north of Scotland to around 7 Celsius on the south coast. By night, well below freezing, going down to -3, -4, -5. Again, if this comes off as the model is showing, it's right at the end of the GFS, of course, so there is uncertainty, and it's really a case of watch this space, see if it develops as the model is indicating this morning. If I have a look at charts from the Weather Outlook, and here we go for today. It's a washout across many parts of the country, particularly so in the west. The rain is in the north and the west as we go through into Sunday with drier conditions. But there could be some brightness to the east of high ground, and if that happens, it will be an exceptionally mild day. As we go through into Monday, I think we'll probably find more rain spreading into the southwest. Otherwise, it's a bit brighter and colder up in the north. And then through Tuesday, Wednesday and Thursday, it's going to be a case of spells of rain coming through across the country. Initially, particularly in the north and west, but by Thursday, probably affecting the south as colder air starts to dig in to the north. By the time we get through to Friday, still showery bursts of rain, but notice those temperatures have gone down into single figures widely across the country by the time we get through to Friday. And yeah, those are the snowflake symbols beginning to appear across the north of the country. So a very, very active week's weather coming up this week. One of the more interesting weeks that we've had for quite a while. Going to be exceptionally mild and very wet through much of the week. Risk of flooding, obviously, particularly in the west and the northwest. By the end of the week, probably turning colder with risk of frost and even some snow by next weekend. It's all happening. That's it for now. Thanks for watching. Come back later for CFS 6 month look ahead. Bye for now.